Hello there!
Hello, what is up, guys? My name is Alexander Rahmond, and today I am bringing you my vinyl record collection. Now, why am I doing this specifically? Just for my own entertainment, let's be honest. But not only that, but just to give you a bit of insight of some of the records that I absolutely love and like, to even like my influences for like certain records here and there. Okay, just before this video starts, let me just show you this wall that I've got set up in my bedroom. Apologies for the mess, but yeah, in here we got the Doors' first self-titled album, The Who, Tommy, Stranger Days by The Doors again, The Beatles. Well, if anyone doesn't recognise these Beatles albums, I'll be surprised. We got Abbey Road, The White Album, and Sgt. Pepper's. And over here we got Queen's News of the World, Pink Floyd's The Wall, the best Pink Floyd record, don't at me, and Queen's Jazz, in my opinion, my favourite Queen record. And let's go! So the first record I'm going to be bringing off on the shelf is Live at Folsom Prison by Johnny Cash. My Chemical Romance is The Black Parade, which thank God they're getting back together because I really want to see them. Now this is a band called Blue Sunshine, which includes Steve Severin from Susie and the Banshees and God himself, Robert Smith. The first Motorhead record, in my opinion, it's the best Motorhead record. I like Ace of Spades, but to me, I prefer the rough quality of the first one. The Smiths' Louder Than Bombs. 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge by My Chemical Romance. 9 Inch Nails' The Downward Spiral. Probably, in my opinion, the darkest record ever made. Berlin by Lou Reed. Talking Heads 77. This Police record, I don't know how to... Centennia Montana? Dyslexia strikes again. The first Velvet Underground. I'm not sure what this name officially goes by. I think it's self-titled, but some say Andy Warhol, and some say the Velvet Underground and Nico. Batastrophe by a band called Specimen. Well worth checking out. Transformer by Lou Reed. Lodger by David Bowie. How do you view this one? Meat is Murder by The Smiths. Rob Zombie's Hellbilly Deluxe. Johnny Cash's Live at San Quentin. I think Live at Folsom Prison is better, but this is still a good, solid live album. David Bowie's Black Star. Faith by The Cure. This is the best of compilation by Lovely Creatures by Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. The single Butterfly on the Wheel by The Mission. Porcupine by Echo and the Bunnymen. Now the original single pressing to Bauhaus's Bela Lugosi's Dead. Oh, look at me, I'm so goth. 45 Graves, Sleep in Safety. This is the Batcave compilation called Young Limbs and Numb Hymns. If you really like Alien Sex Fiend and really love Specimen, I recommend checking this compilation out because not only has both of these bands, but also has other bands from the 80s era of the Batcave. Bob Dylan's Under the Red Sky. The single to Temple of Love Extended Edition. Bauhaus's 4AD. I think this is a compilation. I just kind of found it in the bargain bin and go, ooh, it has dark entries. Japan's... Ooh. It's going to be a lot of records falling on this video. Japan's Quiet Life. David Bowie's Aladdin Insane. Well, it makes me insane. The White Stripes' first record. This is just self-titled. Yeah, self-titled record. Which I actually bought from the official company, Third Man Records. Obviously, every vinyl collector has to have this, which is Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon. Not my favourite Floyd record, but I still really like it. Now, here's the reissue and the original Appetite of Destruction, both different album arts, but I tend to play this version because it's like a newer copy, and I don't want to devalue this one by having wears on the grooves, stuff like that. Hunky Dory by David Bowie. Obviously every goth has to have this in their vinyl or record collection. Joy Division's Unknown Pleasures. Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, Let Love In. Yes, The Cult, Love. Pearl Jam's 10. I'm ashamed to have a Morrissey record here, a solo Morrissey record, but this one's a good record, I think. Which is Your Arsenal. Should really be retitled to Your Arsehole Morrissey. Eurythmics Revenge. I didn't know what it was called. I thought it was self-titled, but there you go. Lou Reed's New York. Probably my least favourite Lou Reed record, but it's still got some really good poetry on here, and that's why I keep it. Marilyn Manson's Heaven Upside Down. I think this is the original pressing. The first record that I ever bought with my own money, which is The Mission's God's Own Medicine. Led Zeppelin 4, another one of those records that you kind of have to have in your collection. Or at least that's what me and millions of others think. Good Led Zeppelin record. The Mission UK's The First Chapter. I think the reason that they called The Mission UK on this front cover is because that's what they're called in America, and this may be an American pressing of this. David Bowie's Diamond Dogs. Now, this is a second pressing, I do believe, because it has the black RCA label. The Birthday Parties Junkyard. The best Birthday Parties record, I think. And in this slot, lastly, Depeche Mode's Songs of Faith and Devotion. Really good record. Alright, so that's that first pile of records done. Now, moving on to the second. There's 3 piles in this video, by the way, just to let you know. Right, second pile. Avenged Sevenfold's Nightmare. The best Avenged Sevenfold record, I think. And probably the only one I have in my vinyl collection. Although I'm planning to get more. The White Stripes White Blood Cells. This is another one that a lot of vinyl collectors have in their collection, which is Nirvana's Nevermind. Pink Floyd's Piper at the Gates of Dawn. A very underrated Pink Floyd record, I think, but I kind of see why it kind of got neglected. Ugh, I can't really speak today, can I? Bauhaus's Mask. This is the first reissue that I bought with my own money. Misfits Earth AD. Bauhaus's Burning from the Inside. The best Nirvana record, Nirvana in Utero. The Damn Machine Gun Etiquette. Is it Etiquette or Etiquette? I can never seem to pronounce this album name. If I do, it's always like, it's actually Etiquette. But who knows? The Cure's Three Imaginary Boys, their first album. Now, my favourite record of all time, The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust and The Spiders from Mars. My dad's own copy of this. Queen Greatest Hits. I'm a bit of a Queen fan, but I had this because I saw this for like £2 in a charity shop, and I was like, get it! David Bowie's Heroes. 9 Inch Nails, Pretty Hate Machine. The Misfits' Famous Monsters. Don't ask me which era of the Misfits I prefer, like the Danzig or the Michael Graves era, because I can't pick, because one has advantages over the other, I think. But this one has some really good tracks on. The Damned's Phantasmagoria. David Bowie's LP, Station to Station. Foo Fighters' Greatest Hits. If I gotta be honest, I'm not a huge Foo Fighters fan. Although I do tend to like their main singles quite a bit, so that's why I have the greatest hits. Nick Cave's The Skeleton Tree. Christian Death's Only Theatre of Pain. This is an excellent death rock album. Iggy and the Stooges, Raw Power. I think I might have mentioned it in one of my videos. My favourite Joy Division album, Closer. Human League's Dare. I dare to own this. Joy Division's Substance. Now this is a pretty cool record. This is this single for Return from a Journey, but it's in a bat-shaped vinyl record. Radiohead's OK Computer. I do plan to own more Radiohead records, but this is the one I currently own at the minute. Head on the Door by The Cure. Judas Priest's Stay in Class. Sky's Gone Out, my favourite Bauhaus record. Never mind the bollocks. Here's the Sex Pistols. Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, The Boatman's Call. Queen, The Works. The Arctic Monkeys, Wherever People Say I Am Not. My favourite Arctic Monkeys record so far. Remain in Light by the Talking Heads. Not my favourite Talking Heads record, but I do like this album. My second favourite album of all time is Disintegration by The Cure. Violator by Depeche Mode. My favourite Depeche Mode record. This is by a band called Vince Ripper. It's Fun to Be a Monster. This is mainly like a covers album. I saw them at Whitby Goth Weekend and they were just an amazing act to see live. Even though a lot of the stuff that they do were covers, they were still really good to watch. Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd. I still got the bag for this because why not? My favourite out of the Berlin trilogy, Low by David Bowie. Scary Monsters and Super Creeps. This is a really good Bowie record that not very many people talk about. Let's Dance by David Bowie. The White Stripes Distilled. Or Distill. Is it distilled or distill? My band's record, embarrassing enough, on no other than Picture Disc. Sex Gun Children Beast. This is just the single. Japan's Assembly. This Paul McCartney record, which I will admit I just kind of got out of my dad's collection and I've still yet to listen to this. Queen 2. Susie and the Banshees Kaleidoscope. Fleetwood Mac's Tango in the Night. Susie and the Banshees, A Kiss in the Dream House. Bob Dylan, Hard Rain. The Smiths, Hat Full of Hollows. A really good Smiths record. Talking Heads, Speaking in Tongues. My second favourite live record. Nirvana's Unplugged in New York. The first Clash record. I do plan to own more Clash records, but that's the one I currently own at the minute. Roxy Music, Flesh Plus Blood, the best of ELO. This came out in my dad's collection. The single to The One I Love by R.E.M. Self-titled Roxy Music. I think it's self-titled, I could be wrong. With some of these records, I kind of gathered from like my parents' collection, and I haven't listened to all of them yet, so do forgive me if I pronounce or do not know the names of some of the albums that I say. The Mission's Children. Not my favourite Mission record, but it has some really good tracks on here. Yes, a classic. Meatloaf's Bat Out of Hell. If this is not in your vinyl collection, you have no taste. Right, the last few out of this collection right here. Misfits, Walk Among Us. Patti Smith's Horses. I love this album to death. The Damned self-titled album, or otherwise known as Damned, Damned, Damned. Susie and the Banshees, Juju. The best Susie and the Banshees record, I think. Susie and the Banshees, Hyena. This is a limited edition one, where it's like multicoloured. An underrated Nirvana record, Bleach. The Misfits, Static Age. Stevie Wonder's Hotter Than July. Television's Marquee Moo. Led Zeppelin 1. Rage Against the Machine, their self-titled album, and probably arguably their best. The Jam, Sound Effects. Queen's Night of the Opera. The Cure's 17 Seconds. Apologies for the lighting here, since we're getting close to the window. My favourite Metallica record, Ride the Lightning. Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, Murder Ballads. Pink Floyd's Animals. I'm going to say something very controversial to the Pink Floyd fan base, but Animals is not my favourite record. I'm sorry, it isn't. I like it, but it isn't. Sorry. Echo and the Bunnymen, Songs to Learn and Sing. Green Day's Nimrod. Elliott Smith's Either Or. The Offspring's Smash. This King's record that I haven't listened to yet. The Undertones All Wrapped Up. One of the most underrated classic punk bands to come out of Ireland. Like, Stiff Little Fingers are good, but nobody gives that much attention to the Undertones. Kate Bush's The Whole Story. I really want to get more Kate Bush records, but this is out my dad's and it's the only one that I have at the minute. Genesis Invisible Touch. Jim Crow Greatest Hits. The White Stripes Elephant. In my opinion, the best White Stripes record, but we can easily debate about it, so hit me up in the comments. Green Day's American Idiot. Best Green Day record, don't at me. The Smiths' Strange Ways, Here We Come. The Mission, Carved in Sand. And last but not least out of my collection, The Cure's Pornography. Lastly, let me show you my box sets and 7 inches. This is a single, Public Image single, called This Is Not a Love Song. Now, I thought this was a Cure single to In Between Days, but turns out it's only like a band instrumental version, which I tried to send this back, but they only could give us a refund, so here it is, I guess. This is a single to Christine, which the only reason I picked it up because I had like a little thingamajig in the middle, which I have no idea where that's gone now. The March Violets, Walk Into the Sun. This is the first 7-inch I own. The Beach Boys, God Only Knows, but the weird thing is, it has Good Vibrations on it, which is a bit weird, but... And this limited edition 7-inch by The Mission, which comes in blue and red vinyl. This is the box set to the best Smiths album, The Queen Is Dead. And last but certainly not least, this is the Sisters of Mercy box set to First and Last and Always. And the box set to Floodland.